Pregame.tv breaking down NFL action. We have the Packers. We have the Vikings. Felt a little bad. No one has been better handicapping a pregame than Steven Nover. He has been tremendous. He's won like 18 of the last 19 years in the NFL. And he had a rare loser on Monday night. What have you done for me lately? After years and years of Steven giving me 60% winners, he walks in to our handicapper meeting, and I say to him, nice job with the over and Josh Freeman. And he just looked very, very upset, like he had him on his fantasy team. But Freeman it is, and the spread is going up, up, up. It was 6.5, 9.5 to 10 now. The total going down, 48 down to 47, 46.5. The feeling is that Freeman is not the answer. Brady Kannon, what do you think?
Boy, how could you not disagree with that feeling that he's not the answer? I mean, and you know, the under here, the money coming down off the total. Well, the Minnesota Vikings scored 7 points last night, and that was by their special teams.
Nice play.
Yeah, absolutely. But their offense didn't do anything. By the way, a quick story on that. A quick story. I have to say, I had the Giants in the first quarter. I didn't give it out, but it was as a bet I made myself. So when they're punting with a minute to play, and the way that Minnesota was playing, that's probably about a 97%. It's not a one-outer. Maybe it's a two-outer to go ahead and get beats. And of course, add insult to injury, the punter horse collars the guy as he's on the 2-yard line, can't get him down. Oh well. That's a tough one.
Yes.
That's a tough one. But the point is that their offense did not score a single point in the game against a pretty pathetic defense in the New York Giants.
Donut. Bagel.
Yeah. So here's your new quarterback, huh?
I think they're pot committed. Now, it's possible they've got.
You said earlier they're pondering. You know, how could they possibly ponder Josh Freeman? Are they going back to ponder?
No,
he's hurt, right?
I don't think they can. Well, they're going to make him hurt if he's not, And so maybe there's method to the madness. They scouted out. They know Jacksonville's got the number 1 pick locked up, and they think that perhaps they can get the number 2 one if Tampa Bay can win a few games.
Yeah.
And maybe they got their eyes on a quarterback here.
They really proved to me in the last couple weeks that they are a lot worse than I originally thought through the first 3 or 4 weeks. They're not a good team. I mean, even Adrian Peterson didn't do anything last night.
One thing, the AP, of course, the distraction with the horrible tragedy with the son that he had never gotten to know. And the situation with him doesn't look like he's running hard. And who can blame him having to go to a son's funeral, regardless of the circumstances. Leslie Frazier. What a coaching disaster. I mean, you look at that situation where he gets the ball, he's down 10-7, and I know he wants to regroup, but he's got the ball on the 32-yard line. There's 45 seconds left at the end of the first half. Just runs the clock out.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you take a shot? I mean, at least maybe invigorate your team a little bit with, hey, let's do something here. Rather than just, hang our heads, fold up the tent, and go to the locker room.
Chuck the ball in a fly pattern 40 yards. Half the time.
Odds are you're going to get a flag.
Half the time the refs just the ref in the Jets game, they wanted to throw the flag for the pushing the other guy, which, by the way, I think is one of the worst calls I've ever seen. I don't care what the rule book says, and whether they change the rule book to be on the line of scrimmage or not on the line of scrimmage. The bottom line is you cannot let that call decide the game at that point in time, unless I push you in the back and you go through and block the field goal. Then we can throw the flag. But if it doesn't impact the play, let it.
Yeah, I don't know. I see both sides there. And it doesn't exactly pain me to see Belichick get some payback for, the few shenanigans he's pulled in his day.
I don't doubt that there was something behind it. And there's talk, actually, little chatter, that you've got the 2 Ryan brothers that are providing information to each other about things like this. And one brother alerted the other brother, hey, they're doing this on field goals.
Well, and I heard Rex Ryan even tipped off the ref, saying, which, I don't have a problem with, any coach that says, hey, this guy's hanging on my tight end all day. I mean, you're going to let the refs know about anything. And if he comes over and says, hey, these guys are pulling this stunt on field goals, I want you to watch for it. The ref, blows the whistle. It's the breaks, Bill.
Absolutely. Now, here's a game where it didn't come down to the final call because the Vikings are, you look at how badly Freeman played, and you actually have to wonder, surely can they get the dead cat bounce and play the C- team game here? And it seems like the spot is good with the Packers, coming in with Jordy Nelson being their only healthy wide receiver. Now their fine tight end Finley is out, and injured. Aaron Rodgers is tremendous. He makes great commercials. But, you got to wonder if he's going from grill class into hand the ball off to Lacey, and don't think we don't know who you are. You've seen that commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I think I've seen that one.
We know who you are.
When they're reading Ditka Quarterly, and smiling. It's my second favorite commercial. The number one favorite, of course, is the lady.
Yeah.
That's Diesel. But I think that the Packers here will be more than happy with the problems they have. Now, I know against Cleveland, they kicked butt. But again, it's one of those situations, okay, we had our injuries, we have our one real good game, and then we can get this done regardless.
Sure. Yeah, it catches up to them this week. I certainly don't think they're going to lose the game. I don't know if Minnesota is capable of knocking off a team like the Packers, but it would make sense. You alluded to, Minnesota or Green Bay traditionally has trouble in the dome, and I can't believe the injuries that this club has. And their defense also surprised me in how well they played a couple of weeks ago last week against Cleveland, despite still not having Clay Matthews. So, I think it makes sense that you're looking for a lower scoring game on this.
There you go. I'm gonna go, and that is the truth. I just don't trust the Vikings enough with Freeman. I cannot pull the trigger on them right now. I got to do more research, but I feel good that the Vikings are going to play super hard, especially on defense. I'm going that direction. I want to make that official. Yeah, pregame.tv, the money's been pouring in on the under. I agree with it. I got in at under 48. It's 47 and dropping, and I certainly think it's worth a bet. Green Bay should be, when they played Cleveland, I was on that game to go under with all the depletion of the Green Bay receivers, and that game was 17-3 in the fourth quarter, and then some silliness happened. The game wound up staying under, but there was a crazy blizzard of points there at the very end of that game where they got to 44, but they were sitting on 23, like I said, with literally 8 minutes to play in that game. And I really think Green Bay will be more than happy to methodically grind this one out. I don't see Freeman having a prayer to be able to put up 20 points here in this game. And Leslie Frazier, he's going to get criticized beyond belief for not running AP more. In the first game when Freeman wasn't ready, we were going to see a steady diet of AP for 3 yards, for -1 yards, for 5 yards. Tick, tick, tick. Let's go ahead and go under on the Sunday night game on a high total that should be dropping, and we'll reevaluate on the side later, but I think the under is worth a go.
I like it. You talk about Minnesota not being able to score, and when Josh Freeman was in Tampa Bay, here he's running an offense that scored just barely over 14 points a game. So now he goes to a Minnesota team that you could argue has less weapons. They've got AP, but who's catching the ball for him? They're probably somewhere in that similar neighborhood of scoring 14-plus points in this game. And like you say, the Packers, the injuries may be catching up, and they could have a little bit of a slowdown game here this week.
Very good. It's been fun breaking down all the games this weekend. On pregame.tv, we are the B team, of course, especially without VR. VR, I hope you're having fun in Texas, whatever trouble you're getting into. Well, we're here under the bright lights here in Sin City, but definitely check out the videos later in the week with, of course, college football and college basketball expert Ken Thompson, the Shack of the MAC, Brian Leonard, he of the MAC Games of the Year, tremendous expert in MAC games and across all sports. And, of course, Marco D'Angelo, senior handicapper, and on a very, very solid run. I don't know if it's 15-4. I don't have the exact details. Next time I will go ahead and get that. But Marco's been hot and leads that crack A team. Stay tuned and check those guys out.
I have to cut in here. We've talked before about our Brawl for It All contest. Okay, in the Gaming Today publication.
Yes.
It's Brian Leonard, Marco D'Angelo, and myself, like in the top 3 out of 4.
I didn't get invited. What are you going to do?
Next year.
Next year, maybe. So thanks again for tuning in to our discussions. We will see you next week. Pregame.tv.